From handbags to bracelets, clothing to candles, Vania and David have what you need to scratch the fashion itch. And joining us now are the owners, Vania and David. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Of course. I'd love it if you could start by telling us a little bit about your story and how you got started.
May I?
Yeah, you can start, babes.
So, the way we met, for example, I'm from Buffalo, born and raised, born in Children's Hospital. Went to University of Buffalo undergrad, played soccer there, and then went to Duke Law School. After graduation, moved to New York City. One of the guys that I played soccer with, a good friend of mine, got married on Long Island, and I went to the wedding. Back up a couple years, in 2001, this February will be 25 years actually ago that Vania in Paraguay started her brand, Vania, and now our brand, Vania and David, and then 2 years later moved to the United States to grow this and to learn English. And she was working at the wedding, and that's how we met.
Okay. Okay, so you met in Long Island area. You decided to move from Paraguay, and how did you end up in the Elmwood Village?
Oh, everybody actually asked that question, and it's pretty funny because it's always a love story I've heard. If someone ended up in Buffalo, if you're not from here, it's usually a love story. So David is from here, and eventually after we got married and our son was born, he said, Vania, it's time to go back to the States. And I was super excited because he said, he was living in Brooklyn at the time. So I said, oh,
you're like, we're going to New York City.
we're going back to Brooklyn. He says, no, we're going back to Buffalo. And that's how I ended up here, in the city of Buffalo.
We were living in Paraguay. So we lived in Paraguay for 2 years. We were married there. Our son was born there. And I said, it's time to go back. So that's when she thought we were going back to where I was living when we met, which is Brooklyn. But it ended up being Buffalo, which is fantastic for me and for her.
Okay, so your products have reached far and wide. Tell us about some of the films and celebrities that have sported Vania and David brand.
Well, it's been a minute, but I'm trying to think. So there are some movies. Recently, we have Mark Anthony is on the cover of his Vegas first residency ever, and he's actually wearing our piece there, which is right here. We have, this is the one that he ended up buying, yes.
Cool.
So that's like super amazing. It's been a dream of mine for him to wear some of our pieces. So
how did that happen?
well, actually, his team reached out to us. We knew that this shoot was coming up, and eventually they ended up choosing that piece, and it's wonderful and beyond of a dream come true. And then there are other movies as well, like Sharknado was very popular. Sharknado 2, so Tari was wearing one of our pieces there, and then other movies, and also Gabriela de Faria, who was in Superman just recently. She wore our pieces in another movie, which calls The Duel last year. That was in, what's the name of the city?
It was filmed, and then the premiere was in Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was great. And she's been recently wearing our pieces a lot to events, and also while promoting Superman. So
really cool.
That's been amazing, yeah.
Okay, let's get into your newest collection. You brought some pieces with you today.
That's right. So these are like the stickies right here. These are the earrings.
Okay.
Those are like studs, so not stud earrings, clip-on earrings, yes, which I love if you don't feel like you want to have the weight, but you want to have a nice look. That's awesome piece. It's not too crazy, it's not too small, but I think it's perfect for the holidays, or I always think that with bold pieces like this, you can set up your outfit.
Yeah.
Like
you
really
have really
cool.
bold, fun pieces, and I notice you work with a lot of metals.
Yes, it's one of my favorite things actually, and try to always keep the organic look to it. Somehow I find more of perfection in things that are not perfect.
Yeah.
I like that way better. So that's kind of like the story of how our pieces are always having that very organic look.
Yeah. Are these pearls?
Yes, those are freshwater pearls. They're beautiful, and according to my knowledge, no other gemstone make a woman more beautiful than pearls. So it's a nice pick-me-up piece.
And this is incredible.
Oh, thank you so much. When you want to have a little bit more of a look that it's kind of like bold, but somehow a little bit it could also be considered as quiet in a way because it's dark and it's not gold. And whether you want to wear a lot of them or less of them, I just love because whenever I'm wearing any of these pieces, I always feel like I can just have any plain outfit. I throw anything on me, and I'm all set to get out of the house.
You are. That's the power of jewelry and accessories. And this is the holiday season. You guys are a great place, a local family-owned small business that are right here in our backyard. So viewers, if you'd like to shop their products and learn more about what they have in store, you can visit VaniaandDavid.com or by stopping by their shop in the Elmwood Village. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you so much. Thank you
so
for
much,
having
Chelsea.
us.
Of course.